Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to catch bugs and fish and give you tips and tricks along the way. Bugs can be pretty tricky. To be honest, the hardest ones that I found to catch were the beetles. So I'm going to try and give you as much advice as I possibly can so that you can get through that portion roughly quickly. So just like fishes and sea creatures, bugs can appear in different months from different times, and sometimes under certain circumstances. Sometimes you'll have to do certain things to get bugs to come out. So first we're going to talk about the mole cricket. This cricket actually hides underground and you have to find it using your ears. It makes a loud chirping noise and it gets louder and louder as your character gets to the point of where it is. Once you feel confident that you're on the spot where it is, you easily take your shovel and hopefully dig it up. Next thing we're going to talk about is the cicada shell, which is, you guessed it, the shell of a cicada. It's found on trees. And although it's hard to find because it has a low show up rate, the great thing about it is it's just a shell, so it won't fly away once you actually find it. I found that the best way to get it is to wait for it to rain. And also you can try at night when butterflies are no longer available. There are certain bugs that you have to sneak up on, such as the mantis and the orchid mantis. They will do this weird thing where they lift up their arms and kind of like threaten you, but as long as you creep up on them slowly, you'll be just fine to catch them. So for anybody that's having trouble capturing a wasp, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a trick on how to capture them so that you don't get stung. You're gonna go ahead and grab your net and you're gonna now shake every single tree that you wanna shake. When you see the wasp come out and your character gets scared, immediately press A once the controller allows you to do so that you can automatically capture the wasp. Your character will always turn to the direction of the wasp, so you don't have to worry about turning yourself. If you do that, you may end up messing it up. Next thing we're going to talk about is the flea. The flea can be found on your villagers, so you have to take them off. You will notice as your villagers start to walk around, you'll start to see little bugs popping out of their skin, and if you do talk to some of them, they will confide in you and tell you that they're feeling awfully itchy. Flies can be found by putting garbage on the floor, such as cans, or if you end up getting rotten turnips, that's also a great opportunity for flies to appear. So next we're going to talk about the two creatures that I absolutely hate, and they are the hardest to catch because they will attack you if you do not move right. So the tarantula and the scorpion are two creatures that move very fast, and you have to time it and be very patient with capturing them. Unfortunately, I don't have footage to show how you capture them, so I'm going to try really hard to explain it to you in full detail, and hopefully this helps. So you're going to approach them slowly when you notice them, and you will notice that they will start to lift up their arms, claws, antennas, and start to shake or threaten you. While they are doing this, it is imperative that you do not move at all. Stay frozen with your net in hand and wait for them to lower themselves for you to then continue to inch forward. They will continue to do this very quickly, and they will do it until you capture them. So it's just a matter of playing a game with them. So next we're going to talk about, as I said before, one of the hardest things for me, which was the beetles. Capturing the beetles is, to me, the hardest part of completing this side of the Critterpedia, just because there are 15 beetles and you only have about 3 months to capture each of them. They span from about July to September, and they all have different times. Some of them, though, are in the same time group, and that's what makes it very difficult. However, I found a method that works for me, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. What I did was I went to a mystery island, but the mystery island that you go to has to be a solid island with no higher ups. So it has to be one part of an island with, if you can, 4 coconut trees. Most of your beetles will appear on coconut trees, or at least your rare ones. You're going to spend most of your time scaring away all the beetles that you don't want, but eventually, trust me, you will get the beetles that you want. It's going to take some time for you to be able to complete this. Trust me when I say I spent about 4 days, maybe a week, trying to get all the beetles. It's a lot of running around, scaring, visiting islands. So while it's going to take you a lot of time, if you are persistent, I promise you will get every bug you want. To make it easier to have beetles spawn on the island, you can get rid of the flowers as well. That way, once you're done capturing all the beetles that appear on flowers, when you eliminate that, you won't have any of the beetles showing up there anymore, so it'll heighten the chance of you getting them to appear on the coconut trees. So next, we're going to go ahead and talk about capturing fish. So there are some fish, just like the bugs, that are extremely hard to catch. I find that the fishes are probably the hardest to catch in the game, just because you can't really control your atmosphere and you have to do a lot of scaring, a lot of using bait, and it also depends on where you're going on your island. For instance, the blue marlin or tuna will appear on docks, and you'll have a lot of freshwater fish that appear on the mouths of your rivers. You'll also have some fish that only appear on the high tops of your island. Fish such as koi, snapping turtles, frogs, carp, those are all fishes that you're going to find in ponds. There's also certain fish that you will find only available during the rain. I believe the only one is the coelacanth, but I could be wrong. Using bait is going to be your best friend in ensuring that you can get the fish that you want. Now, you can't control what fish you get when you throw the bait, but the more bait you use, the better chances you get at getting a rare fish. I also do want to point out that yes, you will get some basic fish even though you use bait. It's just the rate of how much you're using and how often you do it. So really, you're just hoping for the best. This is why fishing to me is probably the most challenging and can come off very annoying and grindy when you're running around having to fish for bait every 5 seconds. You can use the same tactic as with the beetles or bugs, and you can scare the little fish that you no longer want or the medium-sized fish that you don't want and wait until you see the shadow of the fish that you would like. I should have kept that shit. That shit was rare as fuck. And I just gave it away, and they didn't even pay that much. And that about wraps it up for this video. I hope that these tips can help you in catching your bugs and your fish. Of course, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below and I'll try and help you as best as possible.